Hi, Michael Smith here with Teach Construction, and I'm bringing to you a little update, what we've been doing in the last 30 days. So it is now January 30th, and we've been pretty busy for the month of January. So the one thing that we haven't done, and haven't released yet, but it is coming, is a whole series on what we're calling the 21st Century Construction Classroom. And that's really how you use technology and how you should be using technology in your classroom. So it could sometimes be a controversial topic. I know there are folks out there that say I got into teaching construction or I got into construction so I didn't have to use computers. But we don't really have a choice anymore. We have educational institutions that are saying we need to be teaching in some sort of remote way in some cases, classroom way. We have some of our partners out there that are teaching in a hybrid, meaning directly to students, but also to a camera at the same time. And then there's blended learning. And that could be some of the education is done in the classroom, but it also has elements that are supported online. We are a big proponent for a blended learning model. That supports all sorts of options of reaching multiple learners. It reaches, quite frankly, it allows you to have more time in the shop when you do have students that are face-to-face. It gives you a lot of options. So we've been spending a lot of time focusing on tools, additional resources that will help the teacher, help you reach a 21st century construction classroom student. So one of those things that we released, and I'll link a video down below, but we're calling it the Premium Plus Lite subscription. And so for those of you who don't know, as our standard premium subscriber, our teachers or workforce programs get access to a large library of our instructional resources. Well, that's not enough for a lot of folks, so they also need access to that learning management system. So for our workforce partners, we have several portals that we privately label or brand in their name, and it's the full interactive program that they can use for their students. But for schools, we have what we call Premium Plus, which is you're getting premium subscription, but you're also getting access to a learning management system. And we have several schools that do that, and they have full access. It starts with our course structure, but they can edit it, they could change it, they could add questions to quizzes, they could change them, they can add your own content, really use ours as a starting point, but then build really anything you wanted about it. Our Premium Plus Lite service is really a response to a number of our teachers that are saying, look, I got the instructional resources, but I don't have time. I'm teaching 5 classes, I'm teaching 7 classes, and I'm doing online and here. I just literally don't have the time in the day to create the school's learning management system. So Premium Plus Lite is available for no cost to our premium subscribers until the end of the school year. That service will be available next academic year, but it will come at a small cost per student. But let's worry about that later. So Premium Plus Lite now, if you're a premium subscriber or want to become one, you get access to the instructional resource catalog, over 500 links to individual resources and growing, and you can use our learning management portal in this structure. You can't change anything. You get what we give you. So let's talk about that for a second though. There are a couple of new features that we've added. One of them, and I stayed away from this for a long time for a number of reasons, but we're doing it now. And what we're doing is providing interactive video lessons. So let me explain this a little bit more. And as I'm editing this, I'll put up a video of me going through one of those. When we start, or when a student starts up an interactive lesson with us, the playhead no longer allows them to scrub. You can't jump ahead and jump back. It's fixed. So for a 15-minute or 10-minute or 17-minute lesson, we're saying, students, sit down and watch this video. But what we're doing is anywhere from 3 minutes to 5 minutes as an average, we're bringing up a question to that student. So those questions are not designed to be hard questions, but they're designed to be, hey, you paying attention? Meaning, as soon as Joe's talking about something, and maybe it's 3 points on a ladder, I think I was talking about in one lesson, or it might be something very specific to a tape measure, that right when he's done talking about that, will pop up a question on the screen that asks the same thing. So a student of one of yours, if they're paying attention to the video, these questions are easy. It's intended to be that way. It's just that check-in. Hey, you still paying attention? And it also eliminates the fact of if a student just clicks play and goes over here and does something else. Because after 5 minutes or at the 10-minute mark or at 15-minute mark, the video is going to stop and ask a question. Now, if they weren't paying attention or didn't hear it the first time, they can click down here at the bottom and go back 10 seconds. And they can click it again and go back 10 more seconds. So what that's for is if they, let's say they were paying attention, but the question confused them a little, or they didn't catch it, you can go back and listen to it. So interactive video lessons, we think really will add another layer to what's happening. But what it does for you as a teacher is you can now see, did a student complete that work? You can see their grades just like any other quiz. So you can see exactly what their answers were. We don't allow the student to redo their answer in the middle of the activity. I don't think the questions are that hard. Plus, I didn't want to program it that way because somebody could just ignore the speaker, ignore the lesson, get to the question, answer any one of the multiple choice, and then hit retry and get the questions right that way. So it is a fixed playhead, meaning you can't jump ahead. The questions are get it right the first time or you got it wrong, no big deal. Go to the end, submit all your questions, and then complete that activity. So the other thing we're now doing is setting up our Premium Plus Lite, or really all of our learning portals, and adding more what's called conditional activities. So by that I mean is a course is now so busy, so much content in a particular course, we're reducing that down to just these interactive lessons. So when a student were to view an interactive lesson, complete that lesson, then two things pop up for them. One, it's the video like we used to do, which is just a video. You can move ahead, you can jump to chapter marks, you can use that as a lesson review because you took the lesson already and answered the questions. Now you have a video where you can move around and answer questions. Also, the quiz opens up at that time. So then the quiz will pop up so they know, oh, I'm supposed to do my activity and do a quiz. Now you as the teacher could really decide when they're taking the quizzes. Well, the only difference is it's not available until you finish that activity. So as far as what's new, interactive quizzes for this month, Premium Plus Lite for any of our premium subscribers as a way to help you get online in a day. We've been really busy working on building science content. Think of it more as green tech content. So solar installation class, as well as a building science class, which leads to energy efficiency. So in essence, it's thermodynamics in a building, but it's all about heat transfer, air movement, moisture control, the fundamentals. Then the next course or content we're working on is how do you apply those fundamentals of building science into more of energy efficiency, or understand why would I want an R30 of insulation versus R11, and really understand that just more isn't just better. In many cases it is, but maybe it's a different product that is better if you're also trying to control air movement inside a wall cavity. So some of that content might not be exactly what you need for some of the high school classes, but hey, a lot of curriculum now is requiring green tech. So it could be solar thermal, could be energy efficiency and building science. We're also going to have a course on EV charging stations. Got a friend of mine who has a business installing them, so we've got some really cool footage of a start to finish process of building a charging station in a garage. The only other thing that will be coming out very quickly is our weekly series. We're trying to do these as live streams. I've just been busy supporting a lot of other customers, but starting hopefully this coming Friday, will be a live stream on the 21st Century Construction Classroom. People can ask questions. We certainly will come semi-prepared. If you've seen some of our last live streams, we'll have a rough topic, but hopefully people are bringing up some questions or complaints, or the proverbial throw a shoe at me through the Zoom call, saying, look, how can we do this? I don't want to do electronic teaching. Look, guys, it's here. It's not going anywhere. We're being told to do this by education, by industry, and I'll say it, by students. So it's time for us all to embrace a 21st century construction classroom, and we will be there to help you along that way. So that's it for January's updates. Look for a February update and look for some of our other videos coming out really, really soon. Thanks for your time, and thank you for teaching the next generation of construction workers.